नमस्कार सभी को। दिस इज रंजित कुंडारे, हेडमास्टर KVRHE Pune. Yes, this is again one more session with you all. Again, I would like to thank course director and the resource persons for giving me an opportunity to interact with you all learned people on the topic learning indicators and learning outcomes at the elementary stage. See, uh, before going into the detailed discussion regarding this, I would like to touch a little bit the background of the topic. Uh, See, back to basic, we have started in the Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, and the Bible of the Back to Basic is this is one booklet published by NCERT, that is Learning Indicators and Learning Outcomes at the Elementary Stage. This book was published in 2013, uh, and our Back to Basic program is completely based on this booklet, or we can say it was the mandatory thing in the field of education in the government of India under the Ministry of HRD, that this whatever the findings or the program of implementation the NCERT has decided that program is they are planned in this booklet, learning indicators and learning outcomes at the elementary stage, and KVS implemented it in the form of basic. Now, uh, the objective of our today's session, the objective is very much clear that we are going towards uh, how should we write TLOs, or what are the learning indicators. That this thing we are going to understand in this session. The main focus of the session is on this thing. Now let us we will go a little bit in the background. Uh, you know, before this learning TLOs and back to basic program, we were writing in our teachers' diaries competencies, and there was program strengthening of a primary education, SPE. You must have gone through it, and the focus was during SPE. The focus was on MLL, minimum level of learning. So we will start from this point only. We won't go more back. So we'll start from this point. You will understand why I am referring to this program, MLL, or strengthening of primary education. See, in 1992, National Policy of Education, it was reviewed in 1992, as also now reviewed and formulated new education policy, that is in 2020, and it has been implemented also. The government has started to implement it. So in this policy also, I am not going to touch anything about this new educational policy because there are so many things will come out. Just we can say that it's a guideline. It has been published now, and for the purpose of implementation, so many things are going to come. It's like passing a law by the parliament, and then after passing law by the parliament for the purpose of implementation, the administrative machinery makes delegated laws, that is called delegated legislation, and actually it is huge. So our after the implementation of this national education policy also, uh, for the purpose of implementation, the things what will come, so those will be totally different, and it will be huge. So we will later on go into it. Now in 1992, after the review of the national education policy, uh, focus was on minimum level of learning, and that was implemented. Minimum level of learning means the child should achieve the minimum level, and it was decided in the form of competencies. The development of class-wise competencies made this uh, program, what we can say, means if you develop the minimum levels of learning in a particular competencies, it means your uh, work has been completed. But what happened? This exercise of competencies, it became more product oriented and rubric oriented rather than facilitating overall development of children and improving the quality of learning. So it was happened, and then a time of NCF 2005 was also going on. Still, we are in the processes of National Curriculum Framework 2005. Then in 2012, again there was a group who reviewed the earlier policy of 1992, and then they understood, yes, it's not facilitating learning and the overall development of children, but it has become a little bit rubric oriented and product oriented. So we need to do something different. So they thought, and they changed their attitude. And after the discussion and the research and all those things, see this document where we are going to what we are going to study, learning indicators and learning outcomes at the elementary stage. It was published in 2013. So now the focus was on learning indicators. Means what is it exactly? Means earlier there was a focus on competencies and minimum level of learning, and now these learning indicators or learning outcomes, it has come. So what is it exactly that we need to understand? Then we will be able to implement this properly. So without going in detail, because we have got very less time, this booklet in the I have in the PDF format as earlier session. I have shared the booklet of skills in environmental studies. So like this, here also I have a booklet in the form of a PDF. We will complete this session and we will touch most of the things. But at last, I would like to request the teachers, please go through the PDF booklet after the in-service course, that is skills in our environmental studies also, and that is for the teachers who are teaching EVS, but this is for all who are teaching all subjects. So I would like to request you all, please go through this text. It will 100% help you all very nicely to understand the learning outcomes and learning indicators. What is the back to basic program and what exactly we are writing in our teachers diaries TLO, and what we are keeping the objective of a 40 minutes class as a TLO, and what is the difference between ELO and TLO. Earlier we used to write ELO, expected learning outcome, and now TLO, targeted learning outcome. What is the difference? You will understand. Now we will go through this PPT. Again, I would like to tell you that whatever is the text I have taken in this PPT, it is exactly copied from this book, which is very, very important that I felt I have taken it for the purpose of our discussion and understanding. Let us go to the next slide. See, again, before going into this curricular expectations, what is written here, I would like to tell you three things: curricular expectations, learning outcomes, and learning indicators. These are the three things what we need to clear about it today. So, again, I repeat: curricular expectations, learning outcomes, and uh, learning indicators. We will go in detail now, one by one. Uh, we will go through it. If it was our face-to-face program, actually, I would have interested to ask you what is the curricular expectations, learning outcomes, and learning indicators, and I would be very happy uh, by having your ideas also, because actually taking your ideas and what exactly you think about curriculum expectations, learning outcomes, and learning indicators means I'm speaking about these terms. What do you mean by these terms? You must have read, if you haven't read, but uh, taking your opinions also, or I would like to request uh, course directors sir and research persons um, separately take your views on this. But if time permits, otherwise we will go, because uh, brainstorming sessions on these three concepts is actually it creates aura of learning. Okay, now we'll go. What is curricular expectations? Curricular expectations define what each child should know. It's very simple. Be able to do, and disposition that should be acquired over a period of time. Again, here I would like to quote: these are the three things. Curricular expectations define what each child should know. Yes, this is number one. Let me change the color, because here it is also there is a red color. Let me take another color. This is number one. Next, be able to do. This is the second thing. Third thing, the disposition that should be acquired over a period of time. These are the three things. Uh, these are expected, or if we break the curricular expectations, so then we can understand these are the three aspects of the curricular expectations. What is it? What each child should know, be able to do. Means child should be able to do, and the disposition that should be acquired over a period of time. Disposition means we can say the nature of a child, or after acquiring particular skills, how the child will behave, means the behavioral change. That is what the disposition. So these are the three things. Now let us go to the next slide. Again, before going towards the next slide, here I would like to say that these are the curricular expectations, means again in a different words, these are broader goals, or a broad goal. Yeah, here in this PPT show, I have prepared one Venn diagram also. There also you will properly understand what is it exactly. Now, these are not to be assessed class-wise. These curricular expectations are not to be assessed class-wise. Not, but need to be achieved by the end of a particular stage, as these are long-term targets of the curriculum expressed in the terms of abilities, attitudes, values, etc. Again, let me clear here. These curricular expectations are not to be assessed or checked or tested class-wise. Particular stage. What does this particular stage mean? Yes, it may be primary stage, secondary stage, or upper primary stage, like this. So, curricular expectations are the targets or goals for a particular stage. Yes, till now we are clear these things. What is curricular expectation? That we understood, and this will be assessed, or the target of curricular expectations is a particular stage. After that particular stage, there should be a behavioral change in terms of abilities, attitudes, and values. Now let us go to the next slide. Now we have come in uh, second term. Sorry, our second uh, uh, that learning. Sorry, curricular expectations and learning outcomes and learning indicators. So we have come at second terminology, that is learning outcomes. Now what are these? The learning outcomes are generally treated as assessment standards and equated with the expected levels of learning on the part of children. Again what? The learning outcomes are generally treated as assessment standards and equated with the expected levels of learning on the part of children. Means here, earlier we have seen curricular expectations are not to be tested class-wise. Yes, these are to be tested class-wise. Means after completing one class, what the expected level of learning has the child completed. Yes, these learning outcomes test. Okay, let us go to the next slide. Learning indicators. Now, what are these learning indicators? We have come in third term, that is third terminology. Learning indicators are expected to provide evidences of learning and other changes taking place in child's behavior. Here the spelling of behavior is American spelling. These indicators can be used as checkpoints to assess child's learning at a different points of time. What learning indicators are expected to provide evidences of learning and other changes taking place in child's behavior. Here I would like to tell you the word also itself is very clear indicators. See, in our home also there are electric appliances, and some of the electric appliances they are having a red indicator on them. If we switch it on, it blinks red or green, or sometimes it will become red when there is a problem. Means those lights which are used as indicators, they indicate you something. They tell you the meaning, and you know the meaning of that light, you know the meaning of the indication, and after looking at that particular color of light, you can understand. Yes, this has happened. Now we have to switch it on or switch it off, or we have to go for corrective measures as it is showing red light in place of a green. So we have to take it to the or take it for repairing and all. So like this here also, evidences of learning. These indicators will provide evidences of learning. We will go when we will go to the PDF document, we will understand. So these indicators can be used as checkpoints to assess child's learning at different points of time. So let us go to the next slide. Now here you will understand what is curricular. See, this this is curricular expectations. This color and shape is used for learning outcomes, and this triangle and color is used for learning indicators. Now, earlier in the first slide about curricular expectations, we have seen that these will be attained after the completion of a particular stage. Means after completion of a particular stage, there will be a behavioral change in a child, right? Then we have seen that learning outcomes are assessment standards, and these are achieved class-wise. And learning indicators, yes, this is what evidence of learning. And this evidence of learning, every class, every 40 minutes session in your class, this will provide you learning indicators. This will provide you the evidences of learning. And if you get the proper evidence of learning, then you will go ahead. Yes, now This green light has just switched on, and child has achieved uh, particular learning. You have got the evidence. So this is what in box in this square, that is learning outcome. These are learning indicators, means group of so many learning indicators will make a learning outcome. So learning outcomes, you will test, that is your PT1, PT2 at the early session ending. So after the completion of all these things, you will get the complete learning outcome class wise. So summation of so many learning outcomes will take you to the summation of so many learning indicators will take you to the learning outcome, and so many learning outcomes, successful completion of these learning outcomes, it will take you to this particular stage of curricular expectation. This child will complete primary education or uh, pre-primary, primary, upper primary, like this. So this is what these terms, curricular expectations, learning outcomes, and learning indicators about. And there is, I think you must have understood the difference between curricular expectations, learning outcomes, and learning indicators. So I'm going to upload this video on YouTube also. Can get the link, and you can go through it once, twice, thrice. You will understand. And again, you go to the PDF file that I have given to you. You will understand the exact difference between these three. So now let us go to the next slide. What is the learning indicators are expected to help stakeholders? So what are these that we will understand? Understanding that learning is a process. This you will understand with the help of learning indicators. Focusing on children's progression on a learning continuum. That is, this is a process. Uh, the process of learning, you can't break it in watertight compartments. It keeps on. It keeps on going. So here it will, these learning indicators will help you focusing on children's progression, responding to diversity and helping. This is very important thing. I will come to it again. Responding to diversity and helping all children to participate fully and achieve well. Providing simple guiding points for parents, children, and others for understanding the learning by every child. Developing a framework for monitoring, learning, and reporting the progress of children. So it will help stakeholders in all these ways. Let us go to the next slide. So now we are going towards the document PDF file. So again, you will understand very much clearly what are learning indicators and why those are useful. So in this booklet also, how is this booklet made? So at first, this let me change the color again here. In this book, at first, curricular expectations are given. This book is prepared for primary education, that is for class 1 to 8, and this is divided subject-wise, including art and performing arts, and all these things are also included in this booklet. So everywhere, what are the curricular expectations? Those are expected in NCEP 2005. They are given. Then pedagogic processes, class-wise and subject-wise pedagogic processes are given, and after that, learning indicators are given. And before this, we are going in detail of learning indicators. They are given learning outcomes also. So this is the structure of the document. So as a sample, we will see some learning indicators, uh, English, maths, EVS and all, and then in detail as per your subject and all. You have to go through it, and for understanding in detail uh, what is the back to basic program actually, and what are the TLs and what are the learning indicators and what are the learning outcomes after the session, and after the completion of the service course. I would like to request you all, please go through that PDF. It's very, very, very important to understand this thing and to make you very much clear uh, regarding learning outcomes. So you will be very much clear inside the classroom after going through it. So we will go to the PDF file in a next video.